Great news, we have coralline algae. Welcome back, everyone. This is another episode of the Waterbox 134 or 35 gallon aquarium, the Luminous tank here. It's been about, I'd say, 58 days since we last talked, and I do apologize. It's just been quite busy, and the tank has just been growing like crazy. Just a lot of things have changed since then. Today we're just going to do a little something different. I'm going to go ahead and just videotape the recording and then just voice over it, as that sounds a little bit more pleasing to the ear, and possibly we'll skip over the pretty much unscripted version of this. So let's jump right into it. So here we have a view of the zoas. One of the wrasses specifically. Now you notice that a lot of the zoas I originally had removed on the rock work. It seems like I've ran into a small Nudibranch outbreak, and I'm not too sure which one of these corals brought it in, but I should have been a little bit more cautious when it came to dipping these corals. That's just my own fault, and I'll be doing a better regimen of trying to quarantine the zoas longer. Here we have a very makeshift quarantine system I've built for these zoas for the time being. Now they look pretty awful right now because the light isn't penetrating through the container, and I did accidentally bump them, so they're all closed up right now. But I put it in a Rubbermaid bin here with a small power head that's pushing the water around. I'm hoping that we can do some type of pretty much regimen of doing a coral dip every 3 days. Essentially, the adult nudibranches should grow up and they should die off, and then I'll wait 3 days, see if the new ones will spawn. I'll kill those until the 3 rounds of dipping has occurred. Essentially what I'm trying to do is eradicate a majority of the eggs that have been laid either from the original adults or the next pair. So I'm planning on getting a yellow wrasse to control this issue. I believe they're known to eat pests, but I also want a yellow wrasse because it looks so vibrant and bright, and I'd like that addition to my tank. I also have a ultra color Recordia in here, and it was pretty much bleach when I first bought it, so I got a huge discount on it. And then when I went there, the owner went ahead and gave me an additional discount, which was nice of them. So I'm taking the risk to see if it'll color up or if it will survive. Right now I'm acclimating it in the lights with these zoas, and I believe it shouldn't have any effect with the nudibranches. Alright, enough with the lumen groom. Now we're going to go over what's the positive that's been going on with this tank. Let's start off with the coralline algae. I'm going to show you a couple of clips where the coralline algae has really just exploded. This is one of the areas on the right side of the aquarium that the coralline algae has just really exploded. And if you take a closer look, you can see that it's, for some reason, it's growing bubbles and little hair-like follicles. I'm hoping this is coralline algae and not just a variant of red algae or cyanobacteria, but I believe it should be. It's just growing very strangely. Now we have little patches here at the bottom where coralline algae has started, and we also have a few spots in the center colony here on the left side next to the light torches. Overall, the coralline algae is looking really good, and I believe that's a good sign showing that the tank is doing fairly well. So I went ahead and purchased the MP40. It's located on the left side of the tank. If you haven't already noticed, the aquascape of the rocks have changed dramatically, as the positions of the rocks prior to the setup now were causing issues with the power flow of the MP40. It was crashing against the rocks and pushing all the sand back to the left side of the tank. So I went ahead and rotated the rocks, made a more clear open area right where the burst of water would be coming from the MP40. This piece of coral is one of my favorite corals in the aquarium right now. I'm going to go ahead and show you a couple of the newly purchased corals that I've gotten recently, and they've started to grow on me also. Here's one of the newer acroporas that I've purchased. I really like it because it has little flangy like strings that get pushed around by the MP40. Now I don't know the name, so feel free to comment below what the names of each of these corals I may be showing you today. Here's another acropora that I've purchased. When I originally got it, it was straight white and it was pretty much looked like it was bleaching. Now when the guy fragged it, it looked like it came from a big colony and they were all white. But once I introduced it into my own tank, I noticed that it did change colors. It's starting to turn to a lightish brown color from the base up. And I think that's a good sign, meaning that it's returning to its original color form. The last thing I added to this Reef tank is this pink tip green sea anemone. It's looking fairly well and it's doing well in the tanks with its tank mates, and I haven't had any issues with it. It's really got stuck in this crevice and I believe this might be a long-term home for it. I've had a lot of fun setting up this tank and maintaining it. Now the inhabitants and the corals, I'm really enjoying setting them up also and placing them pretty much in a forever home. Now there are a lot of concerns in the comment that I've been breezing through the process a little too quick and that I may be threatening the corals and the fish. I just want to reassure that everything in the tank is doing absolutely fine, and I check the parameters anytime I see a dip in the change. As you can see with the Nudibranchs, I did identify the issue and I'm now taking the preventive steps to stop the issue altogether. Now, if you feel like the tank could be done a little bit better or what I should improve on the tank, please comment below. That way I can continue to progress in this hobby and hopefully provide you with better content in the future. Until next time, I hope everyone has a great day and happy reefing.